and I feel fails to set aside the fitra, my rosas won't be accepted. So fitra is a practice in Islam that involves recognizing and acknowledging the Creator. It is compulsory for every individual who has sufficient food for themselves and their family to set this aside. It is a charitable donation of food that must be given before the Eid prayers. And that is the reason that the Eid after Ramzan is called Eid al-Fitra, which comes from the word Fitra. So we give thanks to Allah by donating the Fitra, the Zakat al-Fitra, or even called Fitrana, to those who are most in need and without food. This shows our gratitude to Allah for all that He has done for us. And like I said, this donation allows the less fortunate to join in celebrations as well. And it should be shared with everybody, right? Let's also remember, unfortunately, there are many who are not able to celebrate. They are in an unfortunate position of not having the means to celebrate Eid. And that is the reason Allah encourages us to share what we have with everybody else. The Muslim community, the faith is built upon such values that even when we celebrate Eid, we must not forget the people who are less fortunate than us. So who gives fitra? Every Muslim must set aside zakat al-fitra, regardless of age. If they have enough food for themselves, they have to set aside fitra. The head of the household may make the family's payment on their behalf, and the contribution must be made for each member of the family, including infants. So this means that if you are not able to make the payment for yourself for whatever reason, make sure that you let the head of the household know that, and he can make the payment. They can make the payment for you. I'm not going to say he. They can make the payment. So it must be, it's not just the family, but if you have visitors visiting you, you have to set aside fitra for them as well, and even the house help if there's any. It must be calculated for every member in the household, like I said. Infants, adults, house help, visitors, whoever. In fact, let me tell you, both my boys, we're empty, Makar and I are empty nesters. Both my boys, although they are not married, but they run a household, and they both set aside the fitra for themselves. So that's how important it is. The amount of the fitra is calculated by, it is for 3 kilograms of wheat or flour per person. And the estimated cost can vary by region. Obviously, it has to vary by region. But look, that is the minimum. It's not the cost of 3 kilograms of wheat. That's the minimum. You can give, there's no upper limit. Give whatever you can. The first right of the fitra, there's also priorities. You have to prioritize who gets the fitra. The first right is that of your neighbor, your needy neighbor. Second is that of needy relatives. Third is an orphan or a widow. And if none of that is possible, give it to an organization that you trust, that you know will get it to the right people. Now, if you ask me what is why the sequence and what is the priority of who receives it, it is important because think about it. If you have delicacies cooking in your kitchen, your neighbor is the first to know and see and smell it. And if they are needy and not able to afford that, you don't want that. You don't want to hurt them. So they get the first right. Second, your relatives who may not be able to afford to celebrate Eid. And of course, orphans and widows. You know, the importance of orphans in Islam is so great that we are, in fact, you're not even forbidden to show affection to our children if there is an orphan around who may see it. So that's the importance of making sure orphans are taken care of. With over 1 billion people facing poverty in the world, Fitra plays a pivotal role in alleviating the hardship. It ensures the provision of basic needs for helping the needy combat the hunger during Eid. The point of Fitra is not just celebration for yourselves, but also if all of us take care of one needy person, the whole world will be taken care of, right? And that's what it is. All right, अब आपने अपने बंदे का तो हक अदा कर दिया. Next is what? Next is खुदा का हक अदा करें. So that's the second most important thing. It's the namaz. Thank the Almighty for everything that He has given you, the strength to be able to fast all month. And it is also recommended that you do this namaz with the Jama'at in a community. The reason is you increase love, harmony, there's positive vibes and celebration. So friends, embrace each other, forget the past, look to the future, because इसी को ईद मिलन कहते हैं.
इससे पहले कि मैं बुलाऊं दूसरी आइटम को, मैं आप लोगों से ये रिक्वेस्ट करूंगी